And a very good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. I'm Tanya Francis. Coming up on Asia One, we've been out and about with Pakistan's Navy at Port Qasim, a seaport in Karachi built to support Pakistan's growing industrial need. And today it stands as one of the country's most vital hubs, handling nearly 35% of the country's total cargo. So from imports and exports to oil and gas and food supplies, there are big plans to improve and enlarge the facility. So we've been down to the port to learn more about these plans.
In Islamabad, residents are waking up to highly volatile atmospheric conditions. Weather indicates a continuation of early morning thunderstorms and localized heavy downpours, giving way to humid, partially sunny intervals later in the afternoon. Temperatures in the Pakistani capital will climb to a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius, dropping down to an overnight minimum of 25 degrees Celsius. Given the 70% probability of daytime precipitation, commuters should remain alert to urban drainage delays. We push further east into East Asia, where Beijing is navigating a complex summer pressure system. The Chinese capital is currently positioned under an active convective alert. Beijing anticipates scattered thunderstorms that could trigger rapid localized rainfall accumulations. The maximum temperatures will peak off a hot 34 degrees Celsius, resulting to a minimum of 27 degrees Celsius. After dusk, strong southerly winds up to 11 miles per hour will accompany any developing storm calls. Turning westward in the Middle East, the atmospheric profile changes dramatically. In Riyadh, for instance, intense, uncompromising summer conditions prevail. The Saudi capital is under clear, completely unclouded skies with a maximum UV index of 11. So this creates high-risk outdoor conditions during peak daylight hours. Temperatures in Riyadh, however, will soar to an extreme maximum of 42 degrees Celsius, cooling down strictly to a minimum of 30 degrees Celsius overnight. So relative humidity levels will drop to a bone dry 7%, driven by a persistent northerly breeze blowing at 17 miles per hour. Continuing to the crossroads of Europe and East Asia, Istanbul offers a far more temperate and pleasant coastal climate today. The Turkish capital will enjoy uninterrupted sunshine and pristine clear blue skies all afternoon. Temperatures will reach a comfortable maximum of 29 degrees Celsius, dropping to a refreshing evening minimum of 22 degrees Celsius. Brisk, cooling northern easterly winds blowing at 17 miles per hour will keep conditions highly manageable along the Bosphorus. Across the English Channel, however, London is sharing a portion of this continental warmth. The United Kingdom as capital is set for a rare, brilliantly sunny summer day, completely devoid of the region's typical cloud cover. Temperatures in London will peak to an unusually high maximum of 33 degrees Celsius, falling back to a comfortable clear 18 degrees Celsius overnight. And southerly winds at 10 miles per hour will offer little relief from the daytime peak. We cross now the Atlantic to North America to check on conditions in Washington, D.C. The United States capital is transitioning out of a stormy pattern into a much more stable atmospheric environmental conditions. Washington, D.C. reports that yesterday's heavy thunderstorms cleared the area, leaving behind in a tranquil, partly sunny afternoon. Temperatures will reach a seasonable maximum of 29 degrees Celsius, dropping under partially cloudy night skies to a crisp minimum of 21 degrees Celsius. Steady northwesterly winds at 12 miles per hour will effectively push the residual humidity out of the mid-Atlantic zone, moving south to New Delhi. The Indian capital faces a structurally similar, heavily moisture-laden pattern. The regional forecast brings mostly cloudy skies with persistent pockets of light rain and scattered thunderstorm activity. The daytime maximum is expected to touch a muggy 34 degrees Celsius, while the evening low will stabilize at 29 degrees Celsius. So high relative humidity hovering near 73% will make the outdoor conditions feel significantly more oppressive than the actual thermometer reading. Further east, Moscow presents an entirely contrasting, highly unstable low pressure sequence today. The Russian capital is blanketed by heavy overcast cloud structures, Moscow tracking an extensive system of steady rain and daytime showers. So this participation will surpass seasonal temperatures, resulting in a remarkably cool daytime maximum of only 18 degrees Celsius. And the evening minimum will remain nearly static, dropping just slightly to 16 degrees Celsius. And finally, shifting our focus into Western Europe, which is currently experiencing a potent multi-day thermal surge. Our main hot spot today is Paris. So the French capital is experiencing a profound heat spike. Ville de Paris issuing heat advisories. Conditions will remain intensely bright and sunny throughout the day, driving the afternoon maximum of up to 38 degrees Celsius. The atmosphere refused to cool significantly overnight, holding at a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius. So public health officials urge residents and travelers alike to secure proper hydration.
Hello and welcome back. Now today on Morning Asia, we've been out and about filming with Pakistan's Navy to learn more about one of the most vital hubs in the country. We've been out and about with Pakistan's Navy again, and this time it's to learn about Port Qasim, a seaport in Karachi, built in 1973 to support Pakistan's growing industrial need. And today it stands as one of the country's most vital hubs, handling nearly 35% of the country's total cargo. From imports and exports, oil and gas, to coal, steel, automobile and food supplies, well, there are big plans in place to improve and enlarge the facilities, and we've been down to the port and out on a boat to learn more about these plans. Most of us don't think about ports, but maybe we should, because so many of the things that we have at home, the clothes we put on our back, the petrol that we put in our cars, all come through ports like this, through Port Qasim. Now, Pakistan has said that it is transforming its maritime sector through AI, through digital customs and through faster processing. But what does that actually mean, and is it going to work? Is it going to create more investment, lower costs and more jobs, or is it just a good idea on paper?
I can see that we're just about to come up to what looks like one of the container shipping areas?
This is the container terminal, which is the QICT, means Qasim International Container Terminal, which is operated by DP World. We have got the 2 terminals from the DP World over here. And on this, we continuously accommodate the container ships. And we have got a capacity of 1.7 billion TEUs on these 2 terminals. And at the moment, you can see one ship which is docked over here.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit earlier about that ship over there. Good news for Pakistan, some LNG has arrived.
Yes. Whatever you are watching over here, this is LNG terminal which is called EETL. And then there is another LNG terminal which you can see far away in the background. That at the moment is not having any ship alongside, whereas we have got this LNG vessel which came today at 1300 hours, which is secured just recently. So at this moment, the LNG supply of our country is continuously available.
What's the name of the vessel that we're on right now?
The name of the vessel is BT Mazdoor. Mazdoor is a term which is used in our local language as a labor. So this is something like a labor which does a job of maintaining the channel tools which are required for a pilot for navigation. Yeah.
Okay, so this boat will go out and make sure that this channel that we can see here is working okay. How? What are the things you're looking for?
You see, like on the roads, we have side rails, maybe some marks. In sea also, we have marks like the buoys that we have presently on Mazdoor. These are 2 set of buoys here. So these set of buoys basically define the limits of the water for navigation, the safe navigation limits. So Mazdoor makes sure that these buoys are maintained. If they have a problem with the light, they have a problem with the solar, or they are sinking because of their some bottom damage, Mazdoor picks them up. Mazdoor gives them repair, and then there's a team up here which works on those buoys, makes the channel, and marks the limits again. Yeah, these are basically the inner harbor. This is the inner harbor of Port Qasim, where we have terminals, and this inner harbor is roundabout in all from the furthest berth to the berth closest to the jetty is about 3 nautical miles. But this harbor, this whole of PQA channel is about 24 nautical miles. And this is just a part and portion of that harbor where we have terminals. So if a ship has to enter, she takes about 2 hours of navigation, and then she reaches over here to move at the berth.
As you understand that the ports are a part of the ecosystem of the maritime trade. This is the conduit through which the maritime trade passes. If the appetite is there on the land, means Pakistan, or beyond the land, means Central Asian states or the China, then definitely this conduit will pass more traffic. Now coming to the capacity is available at the port. We are not using full of the capacity. So the capacity is there. Now coming to the processes through which we can make this port more effective and we can reduce the time. On that aspect, we have worked a lot. Not only the port, we have worked with all the other government agencies, and we have made the integrated processes on the paper by doing the regulatory measures and then converting into digitization. For example, if you talk about my ports, we are embarked on a project which is the ERP, the Enterprise Resource Planning, where each and everything of the port will be coming into one digital platform. Then this ERP will be connected to the Pakistan single window through port community system. So this digital conduit will provide the opportunity for all the consignees to do the things in a digital manner. With respect to the safety of the ports, we have given a contract for the vessel traffic management system because this is quite a long channel, 49-kilometer long channel. There are very long safety requirements. So what we are doing that apart from putting on those safety aspects, we are putting up a complete maritime awareness system. We are tracking our ships right from the outer side to the berthing. Then we are doing all these things in a digital way where the pilots are basically employed for one particular thing. Berths are nominated and these things go on in a very refined way. So all these things will take us to that digital era.
I would like to share with you Pakistan Customs is working at Port Qasim. Currently, we are handling around $1.1 billion export through Port Qasim, which is roughly around 41% of Pakistan's total exports. As far as customs procedures are concerned, current customs clearance time on average is 2.6 hours for containerized cargo. We are clearing more than 90% of our exports through Green Channel, which is based on risk management of our customs computerized system, and there is no human intervention. Around 4.3% of cargo is cleared through Yellow Channel, which involves only documentary check, and there is no examination. Whereas rest of the 5.7% export is cleared through Red Channel, which is subjected to examination. So from this figure, you can see that around 90% of exports cargo is cleared through Green Channel, which doesn't involve any human intervention. Around 5.3% is cleared through Red Channel, which involves examination of goods, whereas around 4.7 is cleared through Yellow Channel, which involves documentary check only, and the goods are not subjected to examination. FBR has recently notified a comprehensive legal framework for bunker fueling. Earlier, we were not having that comprehensive framework, and this activity was being performed through small launches. Resultantly, most of the shipping lines, they were not visiting our ports due to lack of this fueling facility. As a result of this framework, all streams have been covered, like import, export, and international transshipment. It will help more shipping lines visit to Pakistani ports, and it will provide more options to Pakistani traders regarding choice of shipping line, and they will get more competitive freight rates and better delivery options for their cargo.
Statistics that have been shared about a survey and how this port, Qasim Port, has gone up the ranks. It has improved in the way that it works, and I believe it has gone up five places. What does that actually mean? How has it improved? And is that just, something that they have observed, or are these processes actually in place now?
Okay, thank you very much for asking this question because it gives me a lot of pride. In fact, this is a ranking which is not issued by me or somebody else, XYZ. This ranking has been issued by the World Bank along with another survey organization which works hand in hand. And this is issued once per year. it has got two aspects into it. One is the most improved port, and the other is the annual ranking among the ports. So this body considers more than 400 ports from all around the world, and then it works out. So the fifth position which you are talking about, that is about the most improved port. Most improved, there will be certain ports which are at the peak of the improvement. Our port is not that, but we are continuously improving. That's why they are keeping an eye on those ports, and they are considering the performance of that port from the last 5 years. It tells us that how consistently and how sustainably we are working on it. On the other hand, the other ranking which they issue is the annual ranking, which is basically looking after only that year. So we have improved in both of those rankings. For example, last year we were 9th port of the world. Now we are the 5th. Last year in the annual ranking, we were at the 74th position in the world. Today we are at the 56th position.
So a big part of the changes that are happening here in the port are in technology. We're being told that AI scanning, digital customs, and also faceless checking are all going to be introduced into the ports.
A lot about what you've been talking about today is, increasing the capacity, increasing the size, increasing the efficiency of the port with the idea of perhaps bringing in more business. Is there the international appetite to work more with Port Qasim?
Well, I think we'll have to go and look at this question out of box. I look at the international community's interest in Pakistan because of the potential that Pakistan's industry and Pakistan as a whole offer. There is a lot of potential for the development in Pakistan, and when that development takes place, and when I am sure the kind of incentives that the government has offered for the industrialists to bring in FDI in areas like Special Economic Zone, Karachi Industrial Park, which is just located next to Port Qasim, I think a lot of requirement of increasing the potential, the capacity of port exists. So when we look at our projects, they are all related to, as you said, expanding the capacity of the port to be able to brace for the future and to be able to handle and provide that flexibility for any such development work to take place in Pakistan. And that is where we are heading and keeping our objectives.
In the near future, if we think about sort of the next couple of weeks and months, there's quite a lot of uncertainty with the ongoing war between Iran and the US, with the Strait of Hormuz obviously being a tricky waterway to navigate at the moment. How has that impacted the what's happening here in the port? Have you seen more or less trade? What does that look like for Port Qasim?
As I said, during the presentation also, that this port is the energy hub for the country. So it handles a lot of quantity of the petroleum products, as well as LPG and the LNG. These are all originated from the Middle East area. So unfortunately, yes, there has been impact on this cargo, and we are seeing lesser LNG carriers coming to our port, lesser petroleum ships. But at the same time, as soon as we get the news of any petroleum carrier coming to Pakistan or Port Qasim, we make sure that we don't waste any time to be able to ensure the supply chain within the country. So the consumer market that is heavily dependent on petroleum products, they are able to get a sustained supply of fuel. Having said that, there is another aspect to what is happening in Strait of Hormuz, and that is the transshipment part. The transshipment cargo, which is destined to Strait of Hormuz, but not necessarily originating from that port, we have provided a lot of opportunities for that cargo to come to Pakistan. The shipping lines, which is again a very complex business of managing and those meandering waterways. So through that meanders, if it fits into their greater plan. So Karachi port or Port Qasim is a port that is readily available to them, both in terms of the regulatory framework that was needed to facilitate them bringing in cargo in Pakistan, transshipment cargo in Pakistan, and also the operational frameworks. Plus, we have also reduced our tariffs almost to 0%, especially in the wharfage, so that they just simply come and offload the transshipment cargo. So, two particular aspects that to your question. One is the oil, petroleum products. The second is transshipment cargo. We are both, affected in one part, but we are ready to handle the second part.
Something that keeps coming up is this idea of timing, how a lot of the new processes that you're putting in place will perhaps speed up what you call sort of dwell time, the amount of time it takes to process ships or process cargo. What does that look like now in comparison to 2 years ago? Is it a financial gain? Is it a time gain? In speeding up the process, what does that achieve?
Well, I think for any port to determine its efficiency, it is primarily the dwell time and the operational turnaround time for a particular ship which is coming in and bringing cargo. So that cargo, mostly containers based, when it is handled and offloaded to a terminal, the amount of time that it takes from the terminal to reach to the consumer is what is dwell time and coming back. So the processes that have gone into improving this dwell time are enormous. There have been number of agencies and number of focus areas where the task force, the Maritime task force that was established under the Prime Minister, they brought all the stakeholders together, ensured that there is an efficiency in that on those processes, and we were able to actually reduce time frame by 24 to 36 hours in our port and in some other areas. So that has helped us improve the dwell time factor. That speaks, that translates into the efficiency of the port, and in turn it means better revenues, better handling capacities, better space for cargo storages. So it all translates to one part, which is the efficiency of the port.
Do you think that gives you perhaps more of a competitive edge to come up against ports like Dubai and Singapore?
Yeah, of course. When I talk of this report where Port Qasim was placed the 5th most improved port, Jebel Ali wasn't there in those. So, the answer to your question is that Port Qasim is already in one of the top ranked port. But we would definitely like, the processes to be better than Jebel Ali, or for that matter, Port of Singapore, any modern and, competing port. Our procedures are, in its current form, they are good to ensure a vibrant economy running in the country. So for that vibrancy, we have placed those systems in place, and we will, with all these projects which are in pipeline, I hope that we are able to improve the efficiency of the port even further and make this port competitive with any port in the region and beyond.
There we go, Karachi's Port Qasim and their plans for the future. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for today. As always, thank you for being with us over the last hour. We can do all of this again tomorrow. Don't forget that you can catch up on all of our episodes on YouTube. Just search for Asia One News and look for the Morning Asia tab, and they're all listed on there. And we're also on Facebook, X, and Instagram. So if you're on any of those, please connect with us and let us know how you're doing. We love to hear from you. And if not, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.